Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Friday, the 9th of December 2022. So crude crushed as job data signals imminent US recession. The percentage of US states with their initial claims worsening significantly is rising fast. Yesterday this was revealed by the jobless claims at 1:30, the weekly one. And stocks and yields recover in a quiet pre-risk event trade. And then finally, US stocks gained with mild relief on a catalyst-light session ahead of next week's plethora of key events. So there's a lot of news out next week. I've not looked what it is, but you can see here we've got CPI and FOMC. So two major news events next week, and both should turn up on the Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll have a look at that on Monday. So let's have a look, see what news we've got today. We've got US news core PPI at 130 and PPI month on month. They're forecast to be slightly higher there. Prelim consumer sentiment also just sneaking above the previous is what it's forecasting there. We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. Anything else? Consumer inflation expectations actually, 930 UK. This is not the CPI, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. That's out at 9:30. Gold-silver ratio, as we've not looked at it for a couple of days, down at 77.46 there. So let's move on and have a look at the markets. We'll kick off with the Dow and work our way through to the metals. And in the Dow, yesterday we can see that the 78-89% retracement area was very fundamental to the markets finding support. Remember, I pointed out this increase in volume here yesterday in the Dow compared to the previous day. This held support. The market came down and had a look at the previous day's low, or within range of the previous day's low, and then the market moved back to the upside. No surprise there. In the 30-minute chart, you can see that we moved up in the pre-market session, continued as 2:30 when the New York cash market opened, and then we had a retracement back down to the 50 EMA, and then up on the overnight to the 200 MA. And in the DAX, you can see there that demand yesterday paid dividends as the market moved higher yesterday with more buying, and overnight the market has moved up towards the 38% retracement and the 5-bar moving average. I don't know why, but it certainly has moved up quite well. If we look at the 30-minute chart, you'll see there we're up just around 70 points, which is unusual for the overnight. It's about 50 points to 70 points. Off yesterday's close, you'll see the market there, the 20-bar moving average, 50 EMA prices moving up nicely at the moment, sitting at the R1, and importantly through yesterday's high, which became a triple top for the market. So overnight the market's moving higher despite the fact that we're actually overbought at the moment. And in the smaller time frame, if you look at the 5-minute, you can see the move there. Just move this across to the left, you'll see prices have moved up quite nicely there above the high. We struggled with a bit of resistance at the high, but then we blew through this to the R1 where the market's currently trading. So the market moving high in the future session, going above the 200 MA, trading up to the DP before prices then came back down and traded sideways. Choppy session when the cash market opened, remained that way, but eventually gave way and moved down to the previous day's low. That was Wednesday's low. And you'll see the market being retested there numerous occasions, and also at the psychological level as well as it went through the low. So finding support at the S1 and also the 14,200 level, which was retested many occasions. And then in the afternoon, the market again retesting these levels and the low. Again, you see how important it is to be aware of the lows and the psychological levels, and then the market moving strongly to the upside, where it's continued as we've just seen overnight, with the market currently trading above the R1. In the daily chart, I'm just going to go back, if I can find it. There we are. We've got these potential upside targets for the market as well. Notice that at 50% retracement, the 20-bar moving average also ties in with this level, just in case the market does move to the upside. as the market opens later. And in the 30-minute chart there, if I just compress this a bit, you'll see that we've got the R2 as well, which shows the high for Wednesday. So again, another area that you need to keep an eye on, and that 200 MA on the upside. Downside, well, the close back below the high, 20 bar 50 close, and DP would be required to move lower. But given there's not a lot of news today, I think it's quite obvious where they're going to try and push the market, particularly that we've got CPI and FOMC next week. Trades for yesterday, 326.84, 9.54 on the profit factor, 79.21 thereabouts on the win-loss ratio. And for the week so far, 1,396.33, 16.69 on the profit factor. And we've got 83.17 for the win-loss ratio there. So, yeah, a good week so far. In the S&P, the demand yesterday also paying dividends, 50 EMA also, the market finding support at this level. Prices moving off, as you'll see there from the close. Test yesterday afternoon when the S&P opened, and then the market also moving up. Doesn't close above yesterday's high or the 200 MA yet for the S&P. In the FTSE 100, also coming off that 20 bar moving average, also moving up on the overnight. Upside targets on the chart there. Notice that the 5 bar moving average ties in with the 38 there. 30-minute chart, choppy session yesterday for the FTSE, and down to the S1, but then moving up overnight as well, but nowhere near yesterday's high at the moment. And the R1 also tying in with a psychological level there of 7,000. I think, let me just have a look. What is it? 7,500 for this level. So the potential to move back towards yesterday's high is there for the FTSE. In the currencies, the GBP JPY remains sideways, sitting at the 5 and 20 bar moving average. Got a bit of resistance at the 62% retracement. It's only closed above this once in the last week. And in the 30-minute chart, the movement quite small, down to the 200 MA yesterday, oversold, crossover, moving back up to the R1, where the market then found some resistance and also momentum dropping off. And then prices down on the overnight to the 200 MA, where the market's now found support and it's overbought. Close above the DP, close of yesterday, and high is required in order to move higher. In the pound, making its way back to the upside. Let's just spread this out a bit more. Move it over to the left, drop it down, and let's just have a look, see what we've got as far as fibs are concerned. 78.89 is going to be an issue. We're at through the 62 on the overnight at the moment, but you can see them absorbing the selling coming in at the 200 MA there during Wednesday's session. 30-minute pound down through the DP, trades sideways, consolidates, oversold, crosses over, moves back up. Bit of a struggle round the 200 MA, but then it becomes support, as can be seen with this bar here at the close of Wednesday. Market up above the high, but then comes back down. Overnight, we settle straight through this all the way up to the R1, where we're seeing the momentum just drop down a bit at the moment. The high of yesterday is going to be really important for this market should it come back down to this level, but that depends on the US dollar, which we will look at now. So in the US dollar, not gaining an awful lot at all. 200 MA giving this market some grief, and the market pulling back there. Again, I'm just going to stretch this out, move it over, and let's have a look, see where we've got fibs on the downside. Currently sitting at 78 level there on the overnight. Let's have a look at this in a bit more detail in the 30-minute chart. We're sitting at the S1. We've taken out the low. That's become a bit of a resistance there as the market's come back again. Not too much on the volume front yet, but holding at the 104.50 level, which is the blue line there that you can see, and the S1. Break below this, we'll see the market move lower down towards the 89 and the recent low. If If that's taken out, well, it's going to be good news for the metals, which will continue to move to the upside. Silver at the moment trading up to 89% retracement and sitting at the 23.25 area at the moment. So have a look at that in the 30-minute chart. It'll be easy to see. So yeah, we're just below the 23.50, which is this blue line halfway there. So yesterday the market moving sharply to the upside on the jobless claims. This then found support, which is unusual, at the 23 level for silver, and the market then moving above this high overnight, but coming back and having a bit of a breather, sitting on the 20 bar moving average at the moment. So again, it's required to drive through this area. Gold the same, but only at 78% retracement, again at that 200 MA, which it needs to drive through and get through, back through the 1800 per ounce level. There you say a lot choppier than silver with the news at 130, but again overnight managing to move higher and trying to find support at yesterday's high at the moment, which is at that 1794 level, isn't it? Let's just have a look. We've got 1800 just above here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just check that out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is the 1800, so it needs to get back above this. Okay, that is a quick roundup of events. Like I say, no major news today, so the market's got nothing to really sell off against unless there's something of a geopolitical nature or something coming out from a black swan event. But otherwise, what is there to sell into when we have the Santa rally is the question. But as ever, you've got to trade what you see. If the weakness develops, then you take the short side. Okay, that's it for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.